Are here. So once again, welcome to the FlexJobs Member Maximize Your Membership webinar. I am, again, Jess Vivian Larson. I'm the Manager of Client Services. Today our presenters are Natasha Terry and Karen Murphy. They're both Client Services Specialists, so they work with the website regularly and know the ins and outs of how to assist our members. I will go ahead and pass this over to Karen, who is going to go over some searching tips.
Thank you, Jess, and thanks everyone for attending our webinar today. Jess, you can go to that first slide. If you would, we'll just this is the areas that we'll be searching through on the site. We're going to go over each one of these on the live site. So that's just to take a look at there. And if you can head on over to the live site, Jess. Sorry about that. I kind of told you two places at once. So this is your...
No problem.
When you log into your account, you'll be on your My Dashboard page. This is the first page you'll see. You will find the advanced search in a couple of places here. You can see it in the upper left. There's the tile that says Advanced Job Search. You'll also see it, and you can see it from this page and on the Advanced Search page as well over here on the right sidebar. You can click the Advanced Job Search. So there's a couple of ways to get there. We really recommend this search to refine your job search when you're looking. There's different things you can enter in, and we'll just kind of work through each of these boxes. And the first thing I want to point out is the tips that you'll see on each page. So above each box, there's a little blue box that says tip. If you want any extra tips as you're searching through, you may forget and you're like, oh, I want to check that tip. You can certainly click on that. You'll see some additional tips. So the first box that we're going to go to is the keyword search. You really want to play around with this box and try different combinations because you will get different results. So a good example that I have for you is if you're looking for a writer job, if you enter in the keyword writer and then run a search just on that term, you'll see the job search results. There's 807 results that are showing on the term writer. You'll also notice the sort by, and to see these fields, the date field and the relevance, you'll only see those two boxes when you're logged into your paid account. So if you're not logged into your account or if you don't currently have a paid membership, this box you will not see, but it automatically is going to search when you do the keyword on the relevance of that word. So you see 807 results just as an example. If we now go back to the advanced search, and if we type in the term writing instead of writer, and if we run that search, you'll see now we have 3,960 different results. So that's just an example to show how it's really good to change up the keywords when you're entering those in. And all right, if we go back to the search page, exclude words, that field can also be helpful. Maybe you're a nurse and you're looking for only RN jobs, but you don't want to see LPN. You can type in nurse and you could exclude LPN. If you run your search on that, it'll sort out any job that doesn't have LPN. So that's just, anything you want to exclude, you can enter in that box. All right. For now, I'm just going to do a brief overview of each field, and then I'll let you know the fields that we recommend when you're starting off with your search, and give you some more help with that job results page, some tips on that page. So we always want you to enter your U.S. location. Some people might think that because if you want to work from home, that you can do that from anywhere. Really, it depends on the hiring company. Some companies do have location requirements. Even if you are working from home, maybe they can only do business inside a certain state. They wouldn't be able to handle employees from other states. So it is very important that you do put in your location. You can enter your city and state, or you can enter a zip code. Either one is fine. The next box over is for our international users. For people in the US, you don't necessarily have to enter this, but if you're from a different country, you can find your country on this list and enter that in. Down to the, yep, we just searched on Canada, so you'll see the Canada jobs. Down to the job types, these are the different types of jobs you'll see on the site. An employee position is where you are hired by the hiring company working as an employee. They'll be taking care of your taxes. Often benefits are offered. The next option is freelance. Freelance, working as a freelancer, you're working as an independent contractor, basically self-employed. You're taking care of your own taxes, not usually benefits are offered, that sort of thing. Volunteer is exactly how it sounds, volunteer. You'll also find internships and temporary positions. So if you have a preference for one of those, you can select more than one. So if you wanted employee and freelance, you can select both options. And then onto the work schedule. We have some different ones that you'll find on the site. The first two, pretty self-explanatory, full-time or part-time. Just as a note, part-time positions could be anywhere from 5 hours up to 30 hours. So you'll see a variation in those part-time roles, defined on how many hours the employer needs. Flexible schedule. This will allow you to have more flexibility in your schedule. You may be selecting your own hours that you're wanting to work. Maybe you work with your employer to figure out a schedule, but they're giving you that flexibility to say, hey, I can do this at this time. So it's very flexible. Alternative schedule. A lot of people who use our site come to maybe find a part-time supplemental income job. So maybe on top of your current full-time job, an alternative schedule. You'll find those to be evenings and or weekend jobs. So those are good to look if you're wanting to supplement your current income or if you just prefer to work that schedule. Occasional is just what it sounds like. Seasonal, maybe jobs closer to Christmas where companies are adding more people on because of the season, that sort of thing. Short term could be a 6-month project. Long term could be longer than that. You'll see those as well. And on to the next box, career level. Oh, sorry, I skipped one, the category box. This, every job on our site can be assigned up to 6 of our job categories. So you can scroll through this box and choose the job categories that you're interested in searching for. You can add as many categories as you would like to this box. You'll see that there's the main category as well as subcategories. So let's see if there was any subcategories on the art and creative. Jess, if we can scroll down there. Okay, art and creative, yes. So we have the main category of art and creative selected. That's going to look over the general category. It's not going to automatically include music. So if you also want music, photography, or theater, you would want to enter any of those subcategories as well to search on. And again, you can put in multiple categories in here. Just keep clicking and then select you just keep clicking back into that category box. And the telecommuting level, just to the right, this is an important box. This is going to help you choose your telecommuting level. You can choose any, which will pull in any job that would have any type of telecommuting. 100% telecommuting is completely out of your home, so you're not going into the office at all. Mostly telecommuting can mean a couple of things. It can mean maybe you have to go to the office one day a week. It can also include travel. Anything under 50% travel would be mostly telecommuting or maybe some few days access to the office. Some telecommuting could include travel over 50%, or maybe they would just be letting you work from home 1 or 2 days a week. So maybe the majority of the time you would be in the office, but they would allow some telecommuting. And then the option for telecommuting. Sometimes you'll see employers listing this as well. Maybe they want you to start off in the office, get a good grasp of what you're doing in their system, and then they'll release you to work from home. So when you see that option for telecommuting, you know you're really going to be having a discussion with that employer regarding, you know, what the exact telecommuting is going to look like for that particular position. And on to the career level. We do have entry level all the way up to senior level manager jobs. So entry level, you can find jobs that don't have a degree. You can also find entry level jobs into a profession. So maybe the company may be requiring you to have a bachelor's degree in marketing because it's your first step into a marketing career. So you'll find both. Some of those do require degrees, some do not. Experienced is just what you would think the company is looking for, someone with experience in the field. Manager level, and then the senior level manager. And it's always good to look, if you're advanced, if you're at an advanced position in your career, it's good to look at both experienced and manager level jobs. Experienced, you could find a high level job where they would be looking for someone with your experience. Manager means you're going to be managing people. So it's always a good thing if you're looking in those areas for jobs to look at both, because you may want to be a manager, but you also might find a management level job in the experienced career level. So it's good to check both of those out. The next field we have is travel. You can select this, yes, maybe, or no. Pretty straightforward on that one. And then finally, featured and award-winning companies. Here, you can select, we have accolades, and we'll look at some of these when we run a search, but we have accolades for companies. If you're looking to work for a Forbes 100 company, Forbes 200, any of those accolades you can choose. And if you go to the very top, thank you, you'll see at the first one is our featured employers, and we'll talk about this a little bit late in the webinar, but these are the companies who come to us directly to post their jobs that we've reviewed, but those are the featured employers, so you can choose to search for those directly. So when you first begin your advanced search, we really recommend 3 fields to start off with. It's a broader search that will give you a good start, and so those 3 fields that we recommend are your U.S. location, and then your job categories. Pick a couple of those, and then your telecommuting level. So we'll select, 100%. When we run our search based on these 3 fields, our system is going to look in the Denver, Colorado area, as well as pull in U.S. national and anywhere jobs based on the job categories that we chose that are 100% telecommuting. So a couple of things to note here. First, you'll see on the first job, you'll see a little red marker. If you hover your cursor over that, like Jess is, it'll say candidates need to work in the city and state specified. If you ever have a question about any icon or anything on our site, you can hover your cursor there. There's also this little I up here for the icon guide. It will let you know what each symbol means as well. So you'll see the anywhere candidates, that's like a globe, U.S. national candidates. You'll see some specific countries, and you'll see the specific state as well as the FlexJobs logo. Those are the featured companies that have come to post their jobs directly. So you see some with red markers, you see some American flags. Just if you scroll down this page, we might see, occasionally, you'll see one that may have a red marker and an American flag. So the employer could list both of these. What that means is they're really, looking for someone in the specific area, but for the right person, they would select someone from anywhere in the U.S. So don't let that confuse you. As long as it's got that American flag, you're good to go ahead and apply for those. Another thing I want to point out is the right side of the page. From this page, you can filter your job even further. So there's different job types. We didn't select this field when we first filled out the advanced search, but you can narrow it down from here. So you could choose the freelance jobs. Did you just choose that, Jess? Or okay, yeah, you could single out the freelance positions, or you could go down to the schedules and filter that way. And if you want to remove it, like we just selected part-time, and you kind of took a look at those, but you want to go back to the regular ones, you just uncheck it. So this is a good way to narrow your search results down. As you scroll down the page, there's more options that you can choose that are a big help. And finally, yep, you'll see the different things you can choose from there. Another great thing about the advanced search is if we head to the top of the page, this orange button in the upper right where it says Save this search. If you know you're going to be running a particular search and you don't want to have to go fill out that advanced search every time, you can click that button there that says Save this search. You can put a name in here. Each search you'll want to identify, so when you come back, you'll know what you want to run. When you click Save, that's going to save within your Save Job search. You can also save a job where Jess was, just on that little heart, save the job, and you can write a little note. If you, this is just a note, a personal note for you that you want to keep track of. It's not a note to the employer, it's for you. If you want to make any note on your account, on that saved job. And if you, yep, you can go in and edit if you wanted to change something. I just saw that. So when you want to find your saved searches, up at the top bar, job search activity, yes, there's that box. If you click on that box, you can go to your saved searches. If you click on that, you'll find at the top here the search that we just saved today, accounting jobs in Denver. Now, if you wanted to delete that search, you can click, well, if you want to run it again, you just click on the job title. Each time you come back to the site and you click that link, say if you came back tomorrow and you ran that search, our system would pull in any new jobs that had been added that fit that search criteria. As well, you can, yep, just some different searches. You can delete a search, that little red X or the red box with the X in it. You can also sort your searches. Yes, if you click on that right arrow and drag and drop, you can order them. And one final thing before I pass it off to Natasha for the resume profile, if we go up to the top again into our job search activity, if you go to the Save Jobs, this is where you'll find your saved jobs, and you can click on your note there. You can unsave, or you can edit to see the note that you've entered onto that job. And you can save as many jobs as you want. Yeah, then we'll go back to my dashboard page. And if we could go really quickly back just to the presentation. The next slide. Yes, just a few tips before I pass it off. More is not always better. Like we mentioned, you know, the 3 fields to start off with. If you fill out every single field, you might not get any results because it's so refined. Mix up the keywords, different spellings, try variations, look at relevance when logged in. Not getting enough results, again, just those 3 options we recommend, and filtering from there. So that should really help you search. It's a broad search and it doesn't limit your search by keyword. And I think that's it on my end. I'm going to pass it over to Natasha to present the resume profile.
Thanks so much for all that great info, Karen. Let's go back to the slide really quick, Jess, if you don't mind. Another important part of our website is the resume profile. So I'll go over this slide before we take a look at the live site. There are multiple purposes of the resume profile. The first thing is that it helps automate a job search Once your profile is complete, the system will email you jobs that match the information that you've entered, and those are called your new jobs of interest, and we'll go over that later. You can also apply for jobs with featured employers using your profile. And then if you don't already have a resume, you're able to use our system to create a resume. You'll be able to download a PDF copy of it later that you can then use if you want to apply for jobs. All right, I think we can go over to the live site. When you first log in, you'll be on My Dashboard. On this page, you'll notice navigation buttons at the top, which you can use to get to different sections of the website. You can also select your name in the top right corner, which will bring down a drop-down menu. If you're looking to get back to your profile, you can use that menu if need be. And that's also where your account settings are located if you need to make any changes. So on this page, the very first thing you'll see is your message inbox. So if any employer contacts you, it'll be there in your message inbox. You'll also get notifications from us there. Next, the new jobs of interest will be here. Oh, we scroll back up. There we go. And then after that, the job search activity section has saved jobs and applications and that sort of thing. And then the last section here is your resume profile. So if you've already created a profile, you can find it here and view, edit, delete it, or download a copy, all from this page. If you already have one started, you'll most likely want to continue working on it by selecting the edit button. Today, though, we're going to create a new resume profile, and that can be done by navigating to the top of the page and selecting your resume profiles, or from the bottom where it says Create New Profile. Yep, that works. All right, so this is what you'll see when you start a new profile. That blue box lets you know what you still need to fill out. If you can't figure out what's still missing, just take a look at that blue box. It's a great reference point. And just like on the advanced search, we have tips boxes all throughout these pages. So if you get stuck, it's important to take a look at those for great tips. One important thing I should note is that we do recommend that you check your spelling and grammar throughout doing this. You obviously can edit things later, but it is important to have, professionalism with that. All right. The other thing I should note too is that by default you are on the About Me tab, but there are multiple tabs to navigate here. So we're going to start with About Me, and the first thing that you'll enter is your profile title. This is a descriptive sentence about yourself. Be unique, clear, catchy, and again, check the tips box if you get stuck. Perfect. Great, Jess. Thanks. All right, so then the next section is contact info. This area is whatever you're comfortable with sharing. It is important to fill these things out, at least some of it, so that a potential employer can contact you. You can include a website link here, so if you have a LinkedIn profile or a professional blog, you can include that link here. It's important to add city, state, and zip code because when the system is matching new jobs of interest for you, it pulls information from your profile. And lastly, don't forget to save. Next section is for a picture. It is not required, but including a picture is a great way to personalize your profile. If you do choose to upload one, just make sure that it's a professional photo. And then, again, make sure to save. All right. The next section is for your profile privacy status. Which profile privacy status you choose is up to you, but we do typically recommend that you choose active and private. With active and private, your profile is viewable only by approved FlexJobs featured companies. If you don't want your current employer to know that you're looking for a job, you might want to select inactive and private. However, if you choose to set it to inactive, you will need to set it to active in order to apply for jobs. When you're done applying for the job, you can make it inactive again. And again, don't forget to save. The next section is for info about your home office. Telecommuting is a big part of our site, so this is something you'll want to fill out in order to let employers know what type of computer system you have, what type of internet connection you have, and if you have any other office equipment like a shredder or a fax machine or a phone. And then save. And then the next section is military status. If you have any sort of military affiliation, you can select that here. And again, hit save. And then that's it for the About Me tab. And at the bottom, you can select the next tab, My Job Search. Perfect. The first section here is the summary of qualifications. Here is where you would want to enter a paragraph or so about what your qualifications are, what you want employers to know about you, and why you might be a great candidate. Again, you can reference that tips button if you are stuck. You're definitely awesome at this. Thanks, Jess. All right, the next section is job categories. And this field is really important for our new jobs of interest. Our system will match jobs based on the categories that you select here, so you want to make sure you choose categories that you're interested in. If you find you're not getting matches you're satisfied with, you can always come back here and make changes. You can choose up to 5 categories per profile. If you have more than 5 categories that you're interested in, you can always set up a second resume profile for yourself. Like, for example, I don't know, some people might have a sales background and a medical background, so they might want to set up more than one resume profile, so they can select 5 categories per field per profile. The next section is job details. Here you can choose the type of jobs that you're willing to consider. You can select more than one of these. And then same for schedules. You can select more than one depending on what you're willing to consider. Career level, if you select any one of these career levels, you will only be matched with jobs that are on that same level. For example, if you pick experienced, you will only see experience level jobs. So if you find that you aren't getting good matches on your new jobs of interest, you can come back in and edit this as well. You can select your education here, the highest level completed, and then the desired salary. You can enter one, but it is not required. Make sure that it is in line with your industry and that it's, you know, a reasonable expectation. And then after that, you can select other compensation or benefits that you're looking for, such as specific medical benefits or whatever else is important to you. And again, don't forget to hit save. The next section is your job flexibility preferences. So here you'll choose the type of flexibility that you're interested in. Again, you can select more than one. If you do only want to see telecommuting, only click telecommuting there. Do not select flexible, part-time, or freelancing because those jobs may or may not be telecommuting. And then if you are or not interested in traveling, you can select that here. And be sure to hit save. Then this last section on this tab is availability and schedule. You can select your desired start date. And then when are you available? You can choose more than one. And how many hours per week. And hit that save button. And we can go to the next tab. All right, this is the Upload Resume tab. If you have an existing resume, you can upload it here. The most commonly accepted file types are .doc and .pdf, but we do accept some others as well. You can click Add Resume, browse your computer, choose your resume, and upload it, and be sure to hit save. Once you save it, you can see the name of the file, so that's how to check that it really is there. If you hit Edit Resume again, you can delete it and then upload another one if need be. So if you update your resume or need to make some changes, that's how to override the one that you upload. Perfect. And then you can also upload work samples to the site. So if you're a writer, for example, you might have a sample that you want to upload. At this time, you cannot upload audio files, so that is something to keep in mind. Perfect. So if you don't already have a resume or would like to build a new one, the next tab, Build Resume,
We provide the format for you. The first area is your work experience. You just want to fill out this area with the information, the position title, your employer. You can add your employer website if you have it. The location, you do want to enter down here on the bottom the dates that you have been employed with the company. And then the job details in the back, your functions, what you did at the job, just like in a regular resume. And really important, within every field that you're filling out is to click the Save. If we can go up and add just one more work experience, Jess, you can sort these. So if you have 5 different jobs that you've had and you just want to enter them all, once they're in, you can sort them into the order that you would like them to. So once we get that added, you see your 2 experiences are there. You can, on the left, those 2 little arrows, you can click there and drag for sorting.
Thanks for taking over there, Karen. Can you guys hear me again?
Yes, I'll pass it back on to you.
Sorry about that. I think my internet cut out for a minute there. All right, so it does look like you guys saw about reordering those. The next section here would be education. So dates are also required here. Again, you can't save unless you have a date in there. If your school doesn't have a website, you can leave that part blank. So that won't be required. But don't put something like not applicable because it won't let you save in that school website section. Perfect. All right, the next section is skills. So any skills that are marketable can be entered here. For example, if you are skilled at Excel, you can enter that there, and then you can indicate how proficient you are at it. You can definitely enter more than one skill here, and again, be sure to hit save. Perfect. The next section is languages. If you are multilingual, you can enter any additional languages that you would be comfortable using in a professional capacity. And again, you can select your proficiency. Yep, be sure to hit save. And then the next section is certifications and memberships. If you have any certifications or are a member of an association or group, you can include those here. And once you've hit saved, you can move on to honor and awards. So if you've received any relevant honors or awards, you can indicate those there. And then once you've completed that, you can move on to the next tab. My PDF is the next tab, and this is where you can download a copy of all the info that you've just entered on that Build Resume section, as well as the other tabs. So you'll click on Download My PDF like Jess just did, and then you can view the file. So this, if you save this and submit it to employers, this is exactly how an employer will see it. This is the resume that has been put together for you based on all the information that you entered. You can save this to your computer and use it to apply to jobs. Perfect, thank you. All right, now that we're done filling out all of the information, that blue box that was notifying you of what was missing is now gone. So if you go back to your dashboard, you can see that your profile is now active. There it is, active and complete. So from here, if you need to, you can edit it again or view and see what employers can see. Looks great. There's that View My Profile button. So this is how employers can see it when you apply for jobs through FlexJobs. You can see all the information, and then down at the very bottom you can see the attachments and resumes and work samples section, and that's where your uploaded documents will be. All right. Jess, if you don't mind, would you go back to my dashboard, please? All right, here, now that you've completed a resume profile, you will have new jobs of interest that will be sent to you. So you can browse through those and see the ones that have been sent to you. Here you can also, yep, that's what they look like. So if you click, let's see, all new jobs of interest. Thank you. You can browse through the ones that have been sent to you and remove any that you aren't interested in. So that red remove job icon will delete them. And again, just like on the advanced search, you can save jobs or add notes about them. All right, and when you go back to your dashboard, any saved jobs will be under that job search activity. So I think Karen did mention that. And I think last but not least, I do want to mention that we have skills tests. It's a really great thing that our members can do just to kind of let their profiles stand out a little bit. You can get to them from that top navigation bar, as you just saw. We have over 170 tests you can take. You can take as many tests as you want. You can retake them every 24 hours. And if you score 70% or above, these scores are going to be viewable to employers. If you do not score 70% or above, you'll be able to see your test score, but employers won't. So if you're not happy with the score, you can always click that X to delete it. Great. Karen or Jess, do you have anything else to add?
Sure. So one quick question that we had come through is, if you attach a resume, do you need to build a resume as well?
No, you definitely don't. It's kind of an either-or thing. If you have a resume that you like and are satisfied with, you can definitely just upload that. But if you did want to make updates to one, or weren't happy with the formatting on yours, that Build Resume tab would be useful in that case.
Perfect. All right, and let's run over real quick here. And do you want to cover the two types of employers on FlexJobs?
Yes, perfect. Thanks for navigating back to that. So we have two types of employers on FlexJobs. When you're taking a look at the site, you might notice that some of the jobs on our site are in orange and others are in blue. The reason for this is that we have these two different types of employers. The first type is featured employers. These are companies that have been screened and approved, and they are able to post their jobs directly to our website. These employers will have the FlexJobs logo near their job title. Their titles are going to be in orange. And these employers will also have access to your profile depending on the type, the privacy settings that you select. You're able to use your resume profile to directly apply for the jobs with featured companies. So the other type of employer we have is external employers. The title for their position will be in blue. These companies and jobs have been found by our team of researchers, and they are also screened and verified before they're posted to our site. These employers can't post to our website directly, and they are not able to browse member profiles. In order to apply for positions with external employers, you'll be directed over to their website to fill out their application rather than use your resume profile. I think that's it about that.
And there is a 10-minute walkthrough video on the side of the resume profile if you ever need a quick hint on how to fill in the information. So we definitely like to refer to that as well. And then I have just a few things that I like to touch on that are additional membership features that people sometimes don't know to take advantage of. The first one is going to be referrals. So you can earn free months of subscription by sharing your unique link with your friends and family who are interested in flexible work, and also sign up with FlexJobs. And we also have special partner offers. So these are discounts and savings on services and products that support flexible job searching, better work-life balances, and other lifestyle benefits. So I'll show you guys really quickly here on the live site what that looks like. So we've got on my dashboard page right here, your referral is right here. You can see that get a free month. And this will pull lots of the information on how you can refer people. And then the special partner offers are located up in the top area. And you can look through if you're looking for someone to do a resume review or things like that. We have a lot of different career counselor companies that have signed up and work with us. We also have companies that help with co-working spaces, things for home offices. So a lot of different opportunities that are there. It's something that is automatically included in your membership, so it's definitely worthwhile taking a look and seeing if there's anything in there that might be useful for you as you look at your different positions. So I want to go ahead and thank both Natasha and Karen for going through all of that information with us. It's really, really helpful. We're going to do about 15 minutes of questions. We probably will not be able to get to every question, or if you have questions that are very specific to your job search, we're going to look at answering more general questions about the site itself. So if you have something that's more specific that you're looking to ask our team, please feel free to use the contact area. You can call us, you can chat with us live with a virtual support agent, or you can also send us an email. That area is available at the bottom of every single page on FlexJobs. It's just this Contact Us area. One other thing that I will say quickly that a lot of people ask for information on how to write cover letters or what we're seeing in the job market. So we always recommend going to the job search tips and help area of our website, which is our blog, where we have a lot of information and tons of articles on how to help find a job, how to avoid job scams. Different information like that is open. And so you can take a look. We also will have, for example, this webinar. And previous webinars are visible in this area. So if you have a webinar that we've had in the past that you weren't able to take a look at, you can definitely go back through and see if there are topics that you're interested in. But there's definitely a lot of information here as far as resume tips and cover letter tips that can really, really help focus your job search and make you the most successful job seeker that you can be. So having said that, I'm going to go ahead and start doing some questions here. Karen, we have a question. If you leave a search field blank, will it search all of the categories of that blank field?
Yes, I believe so.
Yep.
Am I right in that?
Correct.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
going to pull everything in if you don't narrow it down through the boxes. It'll pull in all job types, so you'll see every single job type.
Absolutely. And that's another reason that we have the narrow your results over here, is that it gives you a chance to go through and hand tailor if you did leave some areas blank that you now decide you do want to include in your search. So that's perfect. And we have someone who is wondering if you could explain what the benefits would be of choosing certain accolades. Do you want to take that, Karen?
Sure. That's just completely up to you. I mean, if you know, kind of like I mentioned, if I was searching for a job and I know that I wanted to work for a Fortune 100 company, I could specifically search on that. Let's see some of the, I didn't get a chance to hover over any of the accolades, but just on those achieve, yeah, or anywhere where you see an icon. If there's something that you particularly identify with, like maybe our featured employers or the Forbes 2000, and another one members on our site might want to search for is our top 100 jobs. This icon right here. So it's our top 100 companies that we list on our site that do offer remote positions. So if you're looking for anything specific like that, you could always search on that if you just want to see the top 100. So anything like that, if you have a particular interest area or there's some green companies and things like that, you could check through those accolades and search specifically on those if you chose to.
Perfect. All right. And we have a question, can you edit a saved search?
You cannot edit a saved search at this time. You can change the search name, I believe, but you cannot go in and edit that search from the saved searches. You actually would need to go back to the saved search and create a new search.
Yes, that's correct. Perfect. And we have someone, Natasha, if you'd like to take this one, who's wondering how you can see what an employer on FlexJobs would see when they went to view your profile.
So if you go to your dashboard and scroll down to where you see My Resume Profiles, next to the profile you want to view, you can just hit that View button. And this is exactly how an employer will see your resume profile when you apply to a job. Yep, they'll see it exactly like that, and then if they did want to take a look at your resume, they would go to the bottom under attachments there and open that up.
And if an employer was looking at resumes, what are the criteria that they use? Would they be able to view all of your resume profiles, or how would that be? How do employers search?
When you go to apply to a job, you actually need to select which resume profile you're going to use to apply for that job, so that employer would only have access to that specific resume profile.
And when they're searching as well, they are searching by job categories, so they would only pull up the job categories that you have selected. So they would only see that you have duplicate resume profiles if you put the same job categories in more than one profile. So that's going to be how they view your profiles. And just for an example of what it looks like when you're applying to a position for a company that uses the FlexJobs profile system, here you can see you've got a cover letter. You would, put in a cover letter here. And then you are able to select which of your profiles you would want to apply with. So if I specifically want my webinar moderator to go, that would be the one that I selected. If I wanted this experienced writer, then I can choose that profile. But they wouldn't see that I have more than one profile, just the specific one that I'm sending to them. and then you just click Apply for Job, and it'll tell you this is how your application will appear. It'll show you your cover letter here, and then it will actually show you your full resume profile. And if you feel comfortable with everything that's there, you would just click Apply for Job here, and then you'll be able to actually see, if you go to your job search activity, your application history. So it'll now show that I've applied for this position. If you decide you don't want to apply for that position, if there's an error or something that you want to correct, you can actually remove the application from that employer's information just by going there. So, Natasha, how many profiles can you create?
I don't believe that there's a limit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can definitely make multiple profiles just depending on your background. And as I was mentioning, if you have a variety of backgrounds and you would like your profiles to be more tailored to a specific category, yeah, it's definitely great to have multiple in those cases.
Absolutely. And yeah, there is no limit. So you can have as many profiles as would be effective for your job history. So perfect. And let's see here. We have a question, is there a way to see companies that view your profile when you did not apply? The answer to that is no. We don't have any resume tracking on the site that's visible at this time. It's something that, the employers are looking at people and they don't necessarily want them to know if they're, if they are or not interested. So we do have that limited. And then also we have a question, how would you know if a job is no longer available, or how would you let FlexJobs know if a job is no longer available? Natasha, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually do have a team that browses our board and verifies if jobs are still available or not. So we do try to take those down as soon as we've noticed that they're expired. Occasionally, though, one will fall through the cracks or an employer will take it down before we've noticed. So on a job listing, if you go ahead and click that, Jess, and then you scroll down towards the bottom, there's actually a flag this job icon in red. So you can go ahead and click that and tell us a little bit about what your concern is about the job and submit it to us. And once you've done that, we'll actually be able to review the job and see if it really is expired. And if so, we'll go ahead and email you and let you know what we've done to take care of that.
Perfect. And let's see here, one other question. If we've got time. If you leave the career level blank on the profile page, will it send you jobs from all career levels? And the answer to that is no, because that's actually a required field. So your resume will not be complete if you do not select a career level. That is one of the required fields. So you are forced to pick one, but you can always go in and adjust it. But you can't just leave this blank. It will inactivate your profile. So you do want to pick one, unlike the searching where you can leave more fields blank than you can with the profile itself. So we have another question. Can you download a FlexJobs resume as a Word document or only as a PDF? We actually only have it as a PDF. There is not an option for it to be downloaded as a work document. Part of the reason for that is PDFs are not easy to modify, whereas Word documents are. And when you're sending in resume information or having it out and about in public view, it's something that you wouldn't want to have someone altering. So as another layer of protection for our members, we do keep those as PDF documents and not Word documents. All right, so let's see here if we've got any other questions. We have a question, if you're changing career paths, would it be best to fill out the online resume, or would it be better to do an attached resume? It really depends on what your skills are and what you're looking to do. I would suggest going to the blog, to that Job Search Tips and Help. We do have a lot of information for career changers. We actually did a an entire 100-day process on career changing. It's right here. So you can actually look at different articles and information from experts on how best to do a resume where you're switching careers, or information on, you know, how to sell yourself in a new industry if that's something that you have not worked in before. So definitely a great resource to take advantage of. All right, so we've got about a minute left, so I do want to take this time to again thank Natasha and Karen for all of their expertise and their assistance with going through how to maximize a FlexJobs membership. Really, really appreciate you guys taking the time and letting our audience ask you guys some questions about what they're doing. You guys can always go over to flexjobs.com for more information about the site as well. We do want to thank you for attending. We wish you the best of luck in your job searches and careers. And please let us know if we can answer any additional questions by getting a hold of us through the contact page. We hope you have a great day, and thank you all.